Alright, here it is. Portal defense on 1.5k stats. I'm going to be doing this with items, as in like weapons, and mainly pet, actually, that I think you could have at around 1.5k stats. Yeah. So, if you have a speed boost pet at all, like I do, go on that and collect your mana and do your building on that with your Aura Monk or your EV first. That's definitely the most important thing, is that you are able to get your towers down ASAP. Put the auras around the same areas that I am. The auras definitely don't matter as much as the EV walls in terms of placement. Because the auras you can kind of go wherever with because they're so huge, but EV walls, if they're not in the right place, it does definitely mean that you are screwed for the next wave or anything else, because all it needs is one little crack for the spiders to be able to get out of, and you are screwed. It is getting hotter and hotter by the hour right now, and I turned off my AC so I could record without annoying background audio. Currently regretting that. A little bit. Doing a little bit of regretting on that, but it's all for you guys. Alright, now I go on your EV. Everywhere you placed a buff beam, place a aura, place a buff beam. Now these walls are going to be extremely annoying to do right here. Definitely the most annoying place, but just make sure you get those down. Next up is this area here. You can make it a bit bigger, you can make it a bit smaller. It doesn't particularly matter. The DU here isn't as much of an intensive resource as you might think. I think I want to make it here. Okay. Yeah, the DU isn't as super crucial as you might think here. You can really get away with very little. Ooh. And the last one is right here. I forgot to place a buff over there. Last one on this side, I suppose. Ooh, buff beam there. The buff beams are just to kind of make things a little easier, I suppose. They're definitely not necessary. This set of walls, this one's going to be kind of annoying. Just get it done. This one here, you can make it 3D, you can make it 1DU. Doesn't really matter. I chose 3DU. I sold that because I messed up the placement a little bit and I wanted a 60U one. Doesn't matter. Like I keep saying doesn't matter, and that's because it's not important. This is such a low stat build that you can really get away with anything. And hopefully all the mess ups that I have made will hopefully make it so that even you guys who don't have a speed boost pet, for one reason or another, can actually go ahead on your own and get in here and start, building things and have plenty of time left over. Okay, sorry. Let me mention this. I'm placing down oil traps in this. Not necessary. This is bonus. It's just because I have the time. You can place these next wave. It doesn't matter if they're placed down this wave. All that matters is that for this wave, you are on your monk to start upgrading everything. Once these things are finished falling down is when you should start shooting them, but I'm a little impatient. Just make sure that you are here as you're on your monk to just be upgrading everything. I'm upgrading the buff beam here, but I don't know if that's what I would recommend upgrading first, but it is definitely what I'm going to be upgrading first. So, a few things. Most of the builds that I saw for this map on Ascension Ruthless or on Ascension Hardcore revolved around having like double boost, DFC lightning stack, and while that is definitely the fast, easy, I have crazy stats way, that is not the I am cheap as fuck and I have not played the game for that long way. So that's why I made this build to begin with. It's just because I think that you should be able to do this on whatever stats. As you can see, any place that has these oil traps up does not have to care about what the spiders are doing very much, because the oil trap prevents them from being able to make any kind of progress on hitting the walls, and it kind of keeps them outside of the range of the auras from time to time. And the good thing about the oil trap is that because it's kind of like, I think, doesn't have any element, it means that regardless of what's happening in terms of the spiders, resistances, even if they're outside the beam range, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, all that matters to you is that they're getting knocked back. This is a purely stall build. You could easily get away with, I think, probably like 500 in all stats. Like, it's ridiculous how easily you can do this. And the thing is, with that 500 in all stats, what's kind of crazy about it is that you can do this build by purely stalling. Like, you can do full stall tactics with this build. All of this, like, shooting that I'm doing is just to get mana. But you can just, like, get a genie pet and just do whatever here. I'm going to upgrade to a place to full. Once you've upgraded a place to full, you can start killing the spiders more attentively, more actively, but it really does not matter that much. Anyways, as you can see, every choke point that there is, I am walling off the spiders, preventing them from getting through. I have heard that there is a spawn point for the portal. I'll show it in a little bit. That is bad for what I'm building, but I've never seen the portal go there, so I'm gonna assume that is some bull, as it were. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'll get punished. Maybe this build doesn't work, but I think it's fine. Once you've fully starred an area, by the way, you genuinely just leave it alone. It doesn't matter. But it is somewhat important, at least, to get those areas fully starred to begin with. For the first wave, me personally, I like to be running around and star every area as much as I can. You know, upgrade everything. And that's just because I guess it's personal preference, but I want to be able to just speed up the next few rounds. First round is entirely DPSing. Following rounds are going in and actually doing things. Sorry if I'm rambling a bit. I have no script ready for this. And if I had a script, it would be a little difficult to read it whilst also trying to explain what I'm doing. So, yeah. Regardless, it is a very easy build. The main thing that I meant when I said, like, you know, I'm doing this with items and weapons and stats and pets that you guys should have at 1.5k, is just the pet. Mainly, I think 1.5k is enough to finish a map on Ascension, and it's definitely enough to finish a map like Winter Wonderland 2 on, not Winter Wonderland 2, sorry. It is enough to finish a map like Winter Wonderland 2, or Winter Wonderland 1. You get small coal by doing those maps on medium. Anyways, now you go on to your Huntress, and this is the time that you place down all of your traps and stuff. Again, these traps are not really to deal damage. Their main goal, and kind of their only goal, is to just prevent the spiders from getting through. Frankly speaking, I think this could even be like an armor farm if you really put the time into it. Actually, I'm not going to place a trap there. I don't know how that would work out. But yeah, now with all these traps placed, your walls, your EV beams don't matter that much. Nothing's going to get through them. And now is the fun part, where we speed up the waves exponentially. Originally in the May video, I did it with this pet, this snowman, but I know that's probably not possible with 1.5k stats, so I'm going to do it with this, what's it called? Griffin right here. Same items, same stuff. All you got to do now is just go around and repair things, and whenever you get to a big area of spiders, start damage boosting. Very important, very important. Do not stand right here if you have a DPS pet when the wave is starting. Otherwise, the spiders will get knocked away, and you will have a miserable time. Yeah. The rest of this is just kind of brain off. You can place down, like, one thing that I've liked to do in the past is placing down, like, a mage and a spider minion at each one of these walls so that the spiders there get slowed and they deal less DPS and all that. But that's very much optimal. Optional. Definitely not necessary. Believe me on that one. Anyways, well, let's upgrade here, and let's continue. If you do have the necessary speed and all that, it'll be way, way easier to, like, get down these hunter straps, and if you don't mess up all the builds. Frankly speaking, right, hear me out on this one, if you're starting this out, go on your EV and place down these walls first, because they're the longest and hardest to place down, and then after that, just do it. But anyways, now that we are in it, we can go and actually deal with the spiders. So we're going to be using our hero boost to deal with these spiders, kind of just like big chunks at a time. Try to conserve your mana a little bit, but it shouldn't be too bad. You don't need to keep your buff up the entire time. Keep this in mind. Yeah. Sorry, if I'm not explaining things, please tell me. If there's more questions, please tell me. The Griffin pet, by the way, in case I didn't mention, I just got it from Wave 1 of... Wait, not Wave 1, sorry. I just got it from the Tavern Keep after completing a map on Ascension. You can definitely get it as a pet reward from something like Tinkers. So it is... it is very, very easily doable with, like, low stats. So don't worry about that. Anyways, though, as you can see, that's kind of it. You don't even need that good of a pet. As long as you keep up and repair everything as is necessary, you will have a very, very, very easy time. The only reason I went on that genie pet and started upgrading things on Wave 1 is entirely because doing so means that you have a much easier time in the future waves. You don't have to micromanage, you don't have to baby any of your towers. You just kind of sit there and watch everything happen. But yeah, if you have extra mana, feel free to upgrade things. Definitely doesn't hurt you, tell you that much. Will I? Probably not, because I don't care that much. I'm just going to sit here and continue upgrading things and take a swig of water. One really funny thing about Ascension is that even on higher tiers, Ruthless, I mean, is that even on higher, like, difficulties and stuff like that, players, sorry, I'm very bad with wording. Higher players and everything. It doesn't matter that much because even if there are a lot more players, they don't get that many more troops on the board to begin with, and even with the extra amount that they do get, these spiders won't have any extra health. So it's like a very minimal increase to the difficulty, which is kind of funny. I should probably go deal with those spiders. But yeah, after like the first wave or so, once you're, upgrading everything, every consecutive wave is very quick. I ran out of mana there, my bad. Yeah, do try to keep up on your mana. This is a little dangerous place, just in general, because you might have a leak for spiders. But I tend to see that as not too big of an issue. That rarely becomes a problem. All that matters is that your EV beams are in the right place. Frankly speaking, I think you could probably do without the EV beams in certain areas and stick entirely with these oil traps in a lot of the places, because they move so slowly. But yeah. Anyways, next up is just going around and repairing all of the traps. Yeah. A little bit of an update as well on Quest for Completion. I have not yet thought about what I will do after this. See, I planned on doing a on doing Winter Wonderland 2, but one I haven't really gotten around to it. And also the main thing that's been stopping me from making an episode is that I realized that the Unicorn Glaive and Ice Cube strategy is not that good for Tinkers, actually. What you want to do on Tinkers is have an Ice Cube and a Ice Cube and a Scimitar, because getting the crystal is actually a lot harder than dealing with the EVs. If you have it like a Unicorn Glaive, it's definitely possible. Don't get me wrong. It's just a lot more difficult. Anyways, let us continue. The spiders spawn very quickly, and they die if you have a good enough pet very quickly. One thing I would recommend for pets, don't get one of those pets that knocks these spiders around, like, you know the ones that I mean. The ones that ram into the enemies and do contact damage. Unless they deal a lot, and I mean a lot of damage, like say 12, 13 million a hit, don't use them, because they'll probably knock these spiders out of the area that you want them to stay in. That's something that I've personally observed happen quite a lot when I was testing out early builds. But yeah, even without that, as you saw here, I mean, if you're gonna be here with hero boost so that these things die quickly, because sometimes your knockback's gonna get a little bit too high, and it'll result in, as you saw there, spiders escaping. But as long as they're in the slow aura, it still doesn't really matter that much. It's really crazy how easy this is to do. I think 500 stats might be pushing it a little bit. Not entirely sure, but I think it should be possible. Also, now the aura that you have, way more powerful. Like double the strength that I had before. Anyways, let's see a few other pets. The Eye of Devastation, or the eyeball pet. That one is also pretty bad for this one. I've seen it knock back enemies a lot, and that's the main issue with it. It's not really bad on its own, it's just the fact that it knocks the enemies back so far. If it didn't do that, it wouldn't be a problem, but it does. If you're quick enough with your build, if you have... here's one thing you can do. Actually, if you're quick enough with your build, you could probably do this in like 20 minutes. If you're quick enough with like pressing G and spamming and all that. You can definitely do this very, very, very quickly. I was a little quick on that. There we go. What I would recommend is deal with about 2 groups of spiders at a time, however large those groups may be, and then move on. And then stop using your hero boost, because otherwise you'll run out of mana very, very, very quickly. Also, as long as you're in the auras, it doesn't matter if you get webbed or not, because your pet still shoots fairly quickly, and you are always relying on your pet for damage anyways. Yeah, I'm not going to go there for a little bit because I know how that ends up. Saw that last time. Not very fun. This area, very easy. Put one of these up. And that should be just about here. If you have a snowball pet, or even maybe like a harpoon pet, that is way better. That is way, 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 way better. Those things deal generic damage, and they're pretty easy to get high stats on. And as a result, they are very, very good for this. Actually, fuck those. Those spiders are... there's too few spiders I would care about. If you did have 500 stats, you would need to pay a lot more attention as to what's happening and what you're doing. Mainly because the auras would go down way, way quicker. One thing that you could do, funnily enough, is run around with a summoner that has a, I don't know, whatever damaging pet, and a genie on. So you get mana on that character, and every once in a while you just go into Overlord, and have the spiders die through time. It'll take a lot longer, but it will absolutely work. What is it? Yeah, but this is the unicorn glaive is absolutely like one of the best weapons for monk. It does a fairly large amount of damage. It pierces through all walls, and mainly what gets it for me is that it heals you on hit. So it's very nice for being able to monkey tank a lot of damage. I'm gonna do something a little smart here, and that is I'm gonna wait for all these spiders to spawn and get rid of them first, because I tend to find that these are the most annoying spiders to deal with. And they're just sitting there, they're doing nothing. It's so crazy how you can do this so easily. But yeah, main limiting factor, tower HP. I think that's all of it. Now then, clear the big areas as soon as you can. I think I'm gonna get those last 3 areas together and get this one right here, right now. If you angle yourself, you can get your pet to go through that wall. Ugh. Anyways, maybe some more knowledge on Quest for Completion. So a few things about Quest for Completion. The main goal of the next few episodes was actually just to get ourselves a nice set of accessories. But now that I know that Tinker's is going to be more out of the way than I thought it was, I'm not entirely sure on what to do. It might just be doing some more generic gear farming, like Divine Crystals, and then moving back onto Winter Wonderland 2. It might be something else, I don't know. If we are going to go back to Winter Wonderland 2, I would probably want a different a more powerful EV because I want to be able to deal with those bosses way easier. Anyways, though, watch out for the webs. There's a lot of them. Last area, it is cool, and that's wave 10. See, I think I didn't repair this place. Yeah, did not repair this place. If you were a smarter man than I, you would probably go around on the second wave, fully starring everything. But that's a smarter man than I problem, not a me problem. Let's get back into it. I think I'm gonna try and clear this area, and that bottom area down there all at one go, all in one go. Actually, with this area, I think I can just sit here and just kind of do it. I will get hit with spiderwebs, plenty of them, but I don't think that should matter. Because they don't deal enough damage to care. Somebody's lightning resistant. Okay. That was the time to go crazy. I'm actually going to put on for a fire here. The amount of DPS that you do here is insane. Just purely due to the fact that you are hitting so many things at once. That's most of the goals reached there. I just wanted to get these 3 areas. Now I'm going to quickly go around and repair anything that I missed. Like over here, for example. Lastly, over there. The reason I'm not touching anything over here is because I don't want my griffin to knock the enemies away. That would kind of suck. Do try to make sure that you don't get webbed. That is absolutely one of the most annoying things that can happen. Okay, now it's time to deal with these guys over here. I'm going to angle myself a bit to the left here, actually. But it doesn't matter very much because pets deal so much damage on Nightmare and higher difficulties. It's crazy. There we go. Like I said, if you have a generic damage pet, this will probably be better because you can deal with the spiders between the waves and all that. Anyways, we're on final wave now. Let me quickly repair everything and bring in the 3 characters. If I remember correctly, bringing in a character who built something actually makes their towers more powerful, funnily enough. As you can see, like, this is what we have with 3 people, this is what we have with 1 person. The difference in terms of enemy count is very minor. There we go. Sorry, I gotta redo this now. There we go. It is slowly getting hotter and hotter. God damn, I hate the summer. Summer heat. Like winter, at least you can, you know, put clothes on. It's cold. I can't really take more clothes off in the summer. And if I did, it would be like when 2 pieces of bologna are stuck together. That would be my skin in my chair. You know what I mean? Not something you want. This is also the reason why there's generally editing in the Quest for Completion series. It's because without editing, that's fun, that one died. Without editing, it just turns into this where things are happening and I'm just kind of sitting there like, hi guys, I'm the recording guy. I'm the one who sits here and says words. Yeah, this last wave will be a lot of micromanaging with lower stats. For sure. But entirely doable. Ooh, I got hit. It's fun. Where should we go? There are a few areas that have low health that we should go deal with. Oh, this is fun. I'm getting really stupid. I think you could probably place like an ensnare aura here and there to actually make this a bit easier at certain places. I, as you can see, have not. That's just because I'm stupid. Oh, I fucked up. Thankfully, even if you do die here, it doesn't matter that much. Because you can go on your other characters and just repair all the buildings and all the same. Now then, I see everything everywhere is getting low, so I'm going to have to go into a bit of overdrive mode here. That was a close dodge. And I think once we deal with this last group of spiders over here, hopefully I get there with a bit of mana in the bank. Just barely. Last spider's here. And that's not the last spider. Oh, I left 3 over there. Oh, whatever. That's it. That's the whole build. 500 stats might be a little low, frankly speaking, just because of tower health. But if you have friends, I mean, it's a complete joke if you have friends. And there you go. That's the map done on 1.5k stats. Probably a better build that you could do. I don't have that build though. So yeah, you can see this. These are the 4 that we got from this completion. Of the 4 of them, this is definitely the best one. Yeah. Pretty sure. Yeah, definitely the best one. Kind of sucks. Last time I completed it, I got this one, this one, this one, and actually this one, which is crazy. So, as you can see, you can get some really crazy loot from this. You can also get some nice weapons. And another nice thing about this is, or after you complete this, once you go back to your tavern, you also get some nice pets that you can buy from the tavern keep. Ooh. Wrong place? Right here, yeah. Like that griffin that I bought, you could probably just buy another one here. These kind of suck, but it's whatever. Yeah, that's the map completed on 1.5k stats. I'm sorry the video is so long, but no editing. This is just a whatever build, and I definitely wanted to just kind of show it in its entirety. I might do more like this in the future. I don't know. But yeah, either way, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.